Imagine waking up one morning, stepping outside with your coffee and finding someone sitting inside your dream car, trying to drive it away. And that someone just happens to be the president of your neighborhood HOA. That's exactly where my story takes a wild turn. I worked for years, grinding through late nights, tough bosses, and plenty of risks to finally earn something I'd always dreamed of, a luxury sports car. Sleek design, roaring engine. Every time I started it up, my heart raced. It was more than a car. It was a symbol of everything I had achieved, so I parked it proudly in my driveway. But not everyone shared my excitement. Our HOA president, let's just call her Mrs. K, was the type of person who loved rules a little too much. She fined people for leaving trash cans out, for grass being an inch too tall, even for kids drawing chalk on the sidewalk. She treated the HOA handbook like it was the Constitution. From the day I brought the car home, she made little comments. Things like, "Cars like that don't belong in this neighborhood," or "You need to cover it up, it's unsightly." At first, I laughed it off. Maybe she was jealous, maybe just bitter. It didn't matter. But then things escalated. One morning, I walked outside and froze. There she was, sitting in my car, holding a spare key fob and trying to start the engine. My coffee mug slipped right out of my hand. "What on earth are you doing in my car?" I shouted. Instead of being embarrassed, she smirked and said, "Don't be dramatic. This car isn't allowed here. According to HOA regulations, I'm repossessing it for the good of the neighborhood." Repossessing? Can you believe that? She had actually convinced herself she had the authority to steal my car. I rushed forward, yanked open the door, and grabbed the fob. That's when she screamed, "Help! He's attacking me!" And of course, that brought the neighbors to their windows. Seconds later, sirens echoed down the street. She had called the police in advance. The officers pulled up and she ran to them crying fake tears, saying, "Thank God you're here! He's breaking HOA bylaws, and I was just trying to protect the community." I quickly pulled out my registration and proof of ownership. Thankfully, one of the detectives who arrived actually knew me. He took one look at the papers, turned to her, and said firmly, "Ma'am, step aside. You're under investigation for attempted grand theft auto." The neighborhood gasped. Mrs. K's face turned bright red. She tried to argue, tried to pull rank as HOA president. None of it worked. The officers cuffed her right there in front of everyone. Now, you'd think that would be the end of it, but not with her. From jail, she tried to file a lawsuit against me, claiming I entrapped her by leaving my car in the driveway. The judge took one look at the police report and my doorbell camera footage and dismissed it on the spot. Case closed. After that, the HOA board called an emergency meeting. Without hesitation, they voted her out as president. All the ridiculous fines and strict rules she had enforced disappeared overnight. You could feel the relief across the neighborhood. As for me, that night I took my car for a ride. The engine roared down the street, neighbors clapped and cheered, and for the first time in a long time, the whole community felt free. Mrs. K thought she was untouchable. She learned the hard way. No one is above the law. Sometimes you don't need revenge. Sometimes people dig their own graves. All you have to do is let karma do its job. And that's the story of how my HOA president tried to steal my car and ended up losing her power, her reputation, and her freedom.